kita punya kesempatan untuk hadir, menginspirasi, dengan menyeimbangkan ambisi dan hati nurani. Untuk lakukan apa yang harus, bukan hanya apa yang bisa. Kita punya kesempatan untuk hadir dengan berdiri di samping, bergandeng tangan, mendukung sesama, berbuat baik bersama. Bukan untuk apa yang tampak, tapi memberikan dampak. Kami Bank DBS bertekad menjadi rangkaian dari inspirasi itu. Rangkaian yang digerakkan oleh sebuah tujuan, agar bermanfaat bagi keluarga, masyarakat, lingkungan. Kami hadir untuk berkontribusi, hadir untuk saat ini, hadir untuk hari esok, untuk dunia yang lebih baik.
menuju negeri lestari. Bersama dan dari tim Zero Waste Indonesia yang akan menjadi host untuk memandu acara ini. Namun sebelum kita memulai acara, kami ingin berterima kasih atas dukungan dia untuk bersinergi bersama. Selain itu, acara ini didukung oleh Bank DBS Indonesia yang menginisiasi gerakan hashtag makan tanpa sisa dalam kampanye Towards Zero Food Waste, guna mendorong masyarakat untuk lebih peduli terhadap makanan yang dikonsumsi sehingga mengurangi sampah makanan yang dihasilkan. Kampanye ini juga bekerja sama dengan Food Bank of Indonesia yang akan memberikan food donations bagi mereka yang membutuhkan. Kita semua bisa ikut kampanye ini dengan like and share konten-konten hashtag makan tanpa sisa di Instagram @dbsbankid. Berikutnya, kami membacakan beberapa peraturan panduan selama mengikuti webinar. Jadi untuk yang pertama, mohon teman-teman saat masuk ke room Zoom itu mute mikrofonnya saat bergabung dan selama acara berlangsung. Ini diharapkan agar suasana menjadi kondusif. Lalu yang kedua, peserta disarankan untuk berada di lokasi yang tidak ramai dan sinyalnya kuat. Namun apabila terjadi gangguan, itu lumrah terjadi. Harap maklum dan bersabar jika terjadi dan segera hubungi panitia atau chat di kolom chat yang tersedia untuk memberitahukan apabila ada audio atau slide yang kurang terlihat jelas. Lalu kemudian peserta disarankan untuk menggunakan headset demi kualitas audio yang lebih baik. Lalu kemudian peserta berhak bertanya di sesi tanya jawab. Jadi nanti di tanya jawab ini kita akan menggunakan Slido dan diharapkan pertanyaan yang disampaikan itu lebih baik dalam bahasa Inggris. Oke, di sini juga akan ada sedikit guidance untuk tata cara bertanya di Slido. Jadi, kita akan menggunakan Slido untuk menampung pertanyaan dari teman-teman. Kenapa? Karena ini juga akan mempermudah kita untuk melihat pertanyaan yang masuk. Takutnya kalau misalkan nanti di kolom chat itu akan tertimbun dengan chat-chat yang lain. Nah, di sini juga sudah terlihat jelas untuk teman-teman bisa langsung klik di bit.ly-nya atau link yang ada di slide ini, atau nanti juga akan dibantu oleh teman-teman panitia untuk mengirimkan link yang ada di chat room-nya, atau teman-teman bisa langsung scan barcode-nya. Untuk tata caranya, nanti teman-teman bisa tulis pertanyaannya, kemudian jangan lupa sertakan nama lengkapnya, dan kemudian klik kolom send. Kalau misalkan sudah, atau misalkan teman-teman sudah melihat pertanyaan yang di Slido dan memiliki pertanyaan yang serupa, teman-teman bisa langsung klik tombol like-nya atau tombol jempolnya. Nah, di sesi tanya jawabnya ini nanti akan ada hadiah nih. Jadi jangan dilewatkan buat teman-teman. Nanti kalau misalkan ada yang ingin bertanya atau misalkan ada saran-saran atau terkait hal acara itu juga bisa langsung di Slido. Kenapa? Karena akan ada hadiah buat 3 orang yang beruntung nih. Jadi 3 orang yang beruntung dipilih oleh panitia akan mendapatkan satu package berupa satu snack bag dari Demi Bumi, choco sponge dari Nina Beauty, dan hand sanitizer dari Yagi Natural, serta voucher cashback dari I Want to Smell the Perfume. Jadi 3 orang yang beruntung nanti itu akan mendapatkan hadiah terkait pertanyaan yang nanti akan dipilih oleh panitia. Jadi jangan sampai dilewatkan. Dan kalau misalkan teman-teman nanti belum berkesempatan untuk menang, tenang aja karena kami juga akan bagi-bagi goodie bag secara virtual nih. Jadi goodie bag ini berupa voucher dari Cakap yang merupakan aplikasi belajar bahasa asing. Untuk redeem vouchernya sendiri nanti juga akan dibantu oleh teman-teman panitia di kolom chat terkait redeem vouchernya. Jadi buat yang ada di sini juga bakalan ada goodie bag virtualnya nih dan dapat hadiah semuanya. Dan yang terakhir, Sobat Zero Waste Indonesia juga kasih nih virtual reaction selama webinar. Jadi, biar gak sepi webinarnya, teman-teman bisa kasih virtual reactions yang relate sama keadaan webinar. Kalau misalkan teman-teman setuju dengan statementnya, atau misalkan ada hal yang lucu, atau apapun itu yang masih relate, teman-teman bisa kasih virtual reaction-nya. Oke, aku juga mau membacakan terkait agenda hari ini. Jadi akan ada beberapa agenda hari ini nih. Yang pertama ada sambutan dari founder kami, yakni Mbak Maurila Imron selaku founder of Zero Waste Indonesia. Dan dilanjut juga akan ada sambutan dari Bapak Nofrizal Tahar selaku Direktur Pengelolaan Sampah dari Dirjen KLHK. Dan yang ketiga nanti juga akan performance dari Kak Shay. Terus kemudian nanti juga akan ada greetings atau opening dari Zero Waste UK. Lalu dilanjut oleh panel diskusi dari teman-teman Zero Waste Global, dan yang terakhir ada sesi Q&A dengan partisipan. Yap, langsung aja. Ini juga merupakan salah satu founder kami, Mbak Maurila Imron, sekaligus juga akan menjadi moderator pada acara webinar kali ini. Kita langsung sapa. Halo Mbak Mauril.
Halo, selamat pagi Fitri ya. Halo, selamat pagi semuanya.
Pagi Mbak, sehat Mbak?
Alhamdulillah sehat. Semoga semua yang di sini sehat-sehat juga ya. Semangat juga buat belajar dan dapat ilmu baru hari ini ya.
Oke, setuju Mbak. Oke, baik Mbak. Untuk waktu dan tempatnya kami persilahkan.
Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Semuanya selamat pagi. Kenalin yang belum kenal, aku biasa disapa dengan Muriel dari Zero Waste Indonesia. Selamat datang aku ucapkan dan terima kasih untuk teman-teman sekalian yang menyempatkan waktunya di hari Minggu yang cerah. Kalau di Bali sih agak mendung sih sebenarnya sekarang. Tapi hari ini kita gunakan untuk berkumpul dan bersinergi bersama. Also welcome to all our panels yang mungkin sekarang belum semuanya datang, tapi udah ada beberapa. It's an honor to have you all here. We're very excited about today karena line up hari ini super keren. Tadi yang Fitria sebutin tuh baru sesi 1 aja, masih ada sesi 2, sesi 3. Akan ada banyak moderator yang keren-keren, termasuk aku hari ini. Also very cool musicians who will entertain all of us in between the event. Dan di pagi ini akan ada Shay. Jadi dengan tujuan mengedukasi dan memberi Zero Waste Festival ini persembahan dari kita untuk belajar bersama. Karena kita tahu semua orang punya perannya ya, mau kita background-nya apa, apapun yang kita lakukan sekarang, kita semua punya peran dalam melestarikan lingkungan dan kita perlu banget untuk bersinergi untuk menuju negeri yang lestari. Jadi, very grateful for all our partners who are willing to support this event. It shows that we have one aim. Kita punya satu tujuan, one goal for our planet. Karena kita cuma punya satu planet. Gitu. Kadang sedih kok rasanya ngelakuin sendiri gitu. Tapi tahu ngelihat antusiasme teman-teman yang gabung di Zero Waste Indonesia Festival dari day one sampai hari ini, kita jadi hopeful bahwa there are so many people who care about our planet. Termasuk kalian semua yang ada di sini, keren semua. So I would like to say welcome everybody. We from Zero Waste Indonesia hope this can be impactful to those who join in Zoom, in live streaming YouTube, and in our landing page. So, sebelum kita mulai, izinkan aku ya untuk tadi udah mulai berbicara 2 bahasa, Indonesian and English, because we have international guests today, yang nanti akan aku perkenalkan. Namun sebelum kita masuk ke topiknya, akan ada pembukaan spesial dari Bapak yang spesial juga, Bapak Nofrizal Tahar, as the Director of Waste Management from the Ministry of Environment and Forestry of the Republic of Indonesia, atau yang kita biasa tahu, Kementerian Lingkungan Hidup dan Kehutanan Republik Indonesia, atau singkatannya KLHK. Untuk Bapak Nofrizal Tahar, saya persilahkan. Bapak boleh di-unmute dulu. Yes, sudah, Bapak.
Ya, terima kasih Mbak Mauril Imron. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi, salam sejahtera untuk kita semua. Yang saya hormati dan saya banggakan Mbak Mauril Sofia Imron, founder dari Zero Waste Indonesia. Mbak Mauril ini juga idola saya ini. Saya juga pengen seperti Mbak Muril bisa menjalankan kehidupan secara zero waste tentunya. Jadi mudah-mudahan bukan saya aja mengidolakan Mbak Muril ini. Banyak anak-anak Indonesia, teman-teman milenial yang mengidolakan Mbak Muril tentunya. Teman-teman dari Zero Waste Indonesia yang sudah melaksanakan Zero Waste Festival ya selama seminggu ini, semua panelis dari Global Zero Waste dari Malaysia, Singapura, UK, good morning ya untuk teman-teman dari Zero Waste Global, dan semua sahabat-sahabat teman-teman yang hadir pada pagi hari ini. Pertama sekali saya mengucapkan terima kasih dan saya merasa bangga hadir di komunitas Zero Waste Indonesia ini, karena bagi saya teman-teman Zero Waste ini adalah teman-teman yang akan membawa perubahan Indonesia menjadi lebih baik, Indonesia menjadi lebih hijau, Indonesia menjadi lebih ramah lingkungan, dan Indonesia menjadi lebih sehat tentunya. Karena kalau lingkungannya bagus, dengan sendirinya juga masyarakatnya akan menjadi lebih sehat. Jadi saya percaya teman-teman ini akan membawa perubahan-perubahan di Indonesia. Ya, tentu perubahan apa yang dilakukan sekarang tentu nggak akan langsung ya, tapi percayalah, investasi yang teman-teman lakukan akan membuahkan hasil. Sama, waktu tahun 1928 itu kan anak-anak muda juga waktu itu ya, bertemu di Sumpah Pemuda, kemudian mengikrarkan diri dalam Sumpah Pemuda, Soekarno dan kawan-kawan waktu itu sesuatu yang mustahil waktu itu, sebuah cita-cita untuk kemerdekaan sebuah bangsa pada saat itu gitu ya. Tapi 28 tambah berapa tahun tuh? Tahun 45, 27 tahun berikutnya itu menjadi kenyataan gitu. Jadi kalau sekarang belum melihat Indonesia, belum semua melakukan begitu ya, dari 270 juta penduduknya, percayalah 10 tahun, 5 tahun, 10 tahun, 15 tahun, 20 tahun, teman-teman akan
Bapak maaf, ke-mute kayaknya.
kedengeran?
Iya, sekarang.
Oke. Ya. Berikutnya tentu saya ingin sampaikan kepada teman-teman semua bahwa green itu adalah sebuah ideologi ya. Dan pada saat ini nggak ada negara di dunia satu manapun yang menafikan green itu merupakan satu visi dari proses pembangunan di seluruh dunia. Jadi sustainable development atau pembangunan yang berwawasan lingkungan itu adalah memang yang kita yakini semua negara di dunia sekarang yang akan membawa kemakmuran, kebahagiaan, dan kehidupan yang gemah ripah loh jenawi tersebut. Jadi pembangunan yang berwawasan lingkungan itu yang akan membawa kemakmuran gitu ya. Jadi ini sudah satu keniscayaan pada saat ini. Jadi kita bisa lihat sekarang misalnya isu perubahan iklim ya. Jadi bahkan sekarang berbagai negara di dunia sudah menyatakan tahun 2050 mereka akan net zero emission gitu ya. Jadi isu perubahan iklim ini sudah sangat jelas kan bahwa memang ini akibat dari persoalan-persoalan lingkungan sebenarnya terjadi. Dalam konteks pengelolaan sampah juga ini berkaitan begitu ya. Jadi kalau pada hari ini teman-teman DBS, Bank DBS juga memberikan dukungan terhadap food bank gitu. Kita tahu memang dengan sistem di Indonesia 514 kabupaten kota dan hampir semua menggunakan sistem landfill, itu otomatis sampah-sampah yang sifatnya organik tadi, food waste tadi, itu berpotensi besar menjadi emisi gas rumah kaca, begitu loh, emitter. Karena dia akan mengeluarkan gas metan. Karena begitu dia dimasukkan ke dalam landfill, itu berpotensi menghasilkan gas metan dan kemudian rilis ke udara. Gas metan ini kan jauh lebih besar sebenarnya dibandingkan CO2 sebagai kontribusi gas rumah kaca. Jadi memang ini perlu kita hadapi ke depan karena kita juga ingin dari sisi limbah sendiri juga kita diberikan tanggung jawab untuk menurunkan emisi gas rumah kacanya. Jadi kalau kita lihat kewajiban negara Indonesia tahun 2030 dari sisi limbah, dalam hal ini sampah salah satunya, ya limbah padat lah, itu paling dominan, itu kita harus menurunkan 11 juta metrik ton CO2 pada tahun 2030. Atau kalau ada dukungan dari berbagai pihak negara lain, itu sekitar 26 juta tahun 2030. Jadi memang isu-isu sampah, termasuk dalam hal ini yang paling dominan adalah sampah organik, perlu kita lakukan upaya-upaya semaksimal mungkin dengan gaya hidup zero waste, ini bisa kita kurangi emisi gas rumah kacanya. Dalam konteks itulah kita melihat Kementerian Lingkungan Hidup untuk menghadapi persoalan-persoalan sampah ini berbagai pendekatan kita lakukan, mulai dari hulu sampai ke hilir. Nah, kita juga masuk kepada sisi-sisi bagaimana kita membangun gaya hidup, atau mungkin lebih jauh dari itu menjadi jalan hidup gitu ya, way of life gitu ya. Mudah-mudahan, tapi paling tidak yang bagi anak-anak generasi milenial, generasi Z, ya ini harus minimal menjadi gaya hidup ya. Sehingga memang kalau kita lihat juga di dalam undang-undang memang persoalan sampah itu memang menjadi tanggung jawab setiap individu, ada itu tanggung jawabnya, bukan hanya pemerintah daerah. Jadi dalam konteks itu pada saat ini kita, pemerintah dalam hal ini KLHK, sedang masif-masifnya mendorong kampanye gaya hidup minim sampah, teman-teman semua. Jadi ya ini adalah kalau diterjemahkan zero waste lifestyle boleh, nggak apa-apa. Tapi kita dalam bahasa ininya gaya hidup minim sampah. Ada 5 hal di situ yang memang kita sampaikan kepada publik, dan kita harapkan ini juga menjadi kesadaran kolektif semua publik ya. Jadi semua. Tapi kalau teman-teman di zero waste ini saya pikir sudah.
Maaf Pak, ke-mute lagi kayaknya.
Belum.
Udah.
Ya. Udah ya?
Sudah.
Udah, ya. Gaya hidup minim sampah yang sekarang masif kita kampanyekan, dan mungkin sebentar lagi kita akan coba keluarkan dalam bentuk policy ya, minimal surat edaran menteri, sehingga memang menjadi masif di seluruh Indonesia, pemerintah daerah dan seluruh masyarakat. Pertama itu adalah tolak kurangi penggunaan plastik sekali pakai. Saya yakin teman-teman Zero Waste sudah melakukannya ini. Itu yang pertama. Jadi point of no return ini terhadap ini. Sekarang sudah ada 72 daerah yang melakukan single use plastic ban-nya, nge-ban single use plastic ya. Walaupun berbeda-beda tingkat implementasinya. Tapi kita lihatlah barometernya Jakarta dan Bali itu cukup bagus ya. Kalau kita ke misalnya Grand Lucky di SCBD itu saya melihat Indonesia yang berubah kalau di sana. Semua ibu-ibu, semua yang belanja itu bawa tas belanja sendiri dengan berbagai warna dan sebagainya. Wah, ini memang Indonesia sudah berubah. Kalau kita melihat dari sisi itu. Walaupun mungkin di daerah lain yang sudah menerapkan mungkin belum semasif itu. Tapi ini adalah satu perubahan yang nggak mudah tentunya. Itu yang pertama, gaya hidup minim sampah. Yang kedua, mulai belanja tanpa kemasan. Jadi sekarang kan juga sudah banyak itu ya. Dan yang paling penting juga kalau ke pasar ya, pasar tradisional, pasar modern, ya bawa tempat belanja gitu ya. Ini harus menjadi kesadaran kolektif juga, menjadi habit, kalau bisa menjadi kultur gitu. Karena dari dulu juga ibu kita, nenek moyang kita, mungkin juga yang lebih tua kan ke pasar selalu bawa tempat dulu. Sekarang saja karena kita pengen pragmatis ya, praktis mungkin, dan mungkin juga karena kemalasan atau dimanjakan dengan sistem, tapi sistem itu sebenarnya membuat persoalan lebih berat, persoalan pencemaran gitu ya. Tapi kita karena udah dimanjakan, nah, tapi saya percaya teman-teman Zero Waste ini tidak seperti itu, berusaha membalikkan, merubah kultur itu. Itu yang kedua, mulai belanja tambah kemasan. Yang ketiga, oh iya, saya juga lupa tadi menyapa Mbak Sy ya. Selamat, terima kasih ya Mbak sudah hadir di sini. Dan saya yakin Mbak Sy bisa juga memberikan impact perubahan besar terhadap publik tentunya. Karena Pak public figure juga kan Mbak Sy ya. Karena memang orang Indonesia juga cenderung juga melihat kalau public figure itu dia senang dengan trendsetter juga orang Indonesia gitu ya. Nah, yang ketiga adalah pilah sampah dari rumah, gaya hidup minim sampah. Ini juga harus menjadi kesadaran kolektif minimal ini. Mau pengangkut sampahnya nyampur lagi, pilah aja terus. Apalagi kalau di tempat tinggalnya ada bank sampah, ada sedekah sampah, ada sekarang social entrepreneur yang bisa jemput ke rumah dan sebagainya. Itu berarti udah jelas itu sistemnya gitu loh ya. Tapi sekalipun harus diserahkan ke petugas kebersihan ya, yang notabene itu adalah Dinas Lingkungan Hidup dan Kebersihan Daerah, pilah aja sampahnya terus. Dan mereka juga kadang-kadang juga diberikan manfaat gitu loh ya. Mereka pasti nggak akan nyampur, apalagi kalau teman-teman pilah sampahnya dari rumah dan bersih, pasti mereka juga akan menyisihkan dan mungkin juga menjadi benefit buat mereka begitu loh ya. Itu yang ketiga. Yang keempat, tadi sama dengan teman-teman, habiskan makanan, tadi apa ya bahasanya, tapi bukan habiskan makanan, tapi sama tadi saya lihat yang DBS tadi. Ya ini juga harus menjadi apa ya, kesadaran kolektif kita itu, kesadaran kolektif minimal itu, habiskan makanan. Ya masa kita dibilang orang Indonesia nomor 2 food waste setelah Arab Saudi kan ya. Ya padahal ya itu yang menjadi sumber dari emisi metana itu, gas metan tadi dari sampah organik tadi. Dan kita masih hampir mungkin rata-rata seluruh Indonesia ya, yang dari data yang saya punya, yang saya monitorkan 514 kabupaten kota, itu masih sekitar di angka-angka 55-60% dari komposisi sampah kita itu masih sampah organik gitu ya. Ya, sisa makanan, sisa dapur begitu loh. Ya, kalau sisa makanan kita menghabiskan makanan, pasti itu akan berkurang lagi komposisinya. Jadi itu yang keempat, habiskan makanan. Dan yang kelima, ini juga menurut saya harus menjadi juga gaya hidup minim sampah, menjadi ciri juga dari gaya hidup minim sampah. Komposkan sisa makanan yang ada, kulit pisang, kulit jeruk, komposkan. Jadi ngompos di rumah itu satu kebahagiaan sebenarnya, satu kesenangan, satu kegembiraan. Seperti juga yang saya baca di tornya teman-teman, minim sampah itu juga membahagiakan, menyenangkan gitu loh. Gimana nggak menyenangkan yang tadinya barang-barang yang akan jadi busuk, yang akan jadi bau, tiba-tiba kita bisa membuat menjadi warna hitam dan itu adalah menyuburkan tanaman-tanaman di rumah ataupun juga bunga-bunga begitu loh. Ada kebahagiaan rasanya mengubah sesuatu yang tadinya masuk ke TPA, yang tadinya masuk ke Bantar Gebang dan itu busuk, bau, nah sekarang kita ubah menjadi sesuatu yang berguna. Ada kebahagiaan. Kalau orang Indonesia bahagia, insya Allah life ekspektansinya akan panjang dan akan sehat-sehat begitu ya. Dan orang-orang Indonesia yang sehat lah yang akan membawa Indonesia ini akan lebih maju tentunya. Jadi itu yang ingin saya sampaikan pada kesempatan pagi hari ini. Mudah-mudahan itu segera akan kita masifkan kebijakan gaya hidup minim sampah itu. Dan terakhir saya tentunya memberikan apresiasi dan salut saya kepada teman-teman di Zero Waste Indonesia. Teman-teman adalah teman-teman lah yang akan membawa perubahan menuju Indonesia menjadi lebih baik. Indonesia yang lebih hijau, Indonesia yang lebih ramah lingkungan, dan Indonesia yang lebih sehat. Kalau itunya sudah seperti itu, kulturnya kompatibel dengan visi kehidupan dunia, Indonesia maju pasti akan kita raih. Terima kasih. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah, sukses kegiatannya, dan saya sampaikan salam hormat buat Mbak Mauril dan Mbak Si dan seluruh teman-teman yang ada di Zero Waste ini. Dan saya juga ingin selalu bersama dengan teman-teman melakukan upaya-upaya untuk minim sampah. Terima kasih.
Terima kasih Pak Nofrizal. Emang isu iklim dan lingkungan bukan masalah pemerintahan aja ya, bukan masalah Zero Waste Indonesia aja, tapi masalah kita semua. Jadi emang harus bersatu padu ya Pak ya. Sampah organik perlu kita lakukan upaya rumahan, kompos kayak tadi Pak Nofrizal bilang, dan Zero Waste dijadikan a way of life gitu ya, hidup minim sampah. Terima kasih banyak waktunya Pak Nofrizal untuk sudah menyediakan waktu pagi ini. Tapi sebelum Pak Nofrizal meninggalkan ruangan, mumpung rada lengkap nih Pak, walaupun nanti aku yakin akan banyak lagi yang datang, tapi kita lagi fresh, habis mandi kan, seger nih, kita boleh foto-foto dulu mungkin, teman-teman Zero Waste Indonesia mohon dibantu ya. Terima kasih.
Dulu. Ini ada 3 slide, jadi ada 3 klik ya nanti ya.
Waktunya ya Pak. Oke teman-teman semua, and now we are moving on to the next in the menu, which is a special entertainment by Shay. Aku mau sapa-sapa dulu dong. Halo Shay, selamat pagi, good morning. Hello, are you there, Shay? Kayaknya masih di mute deh.
Halo Rahayu, selamat pagi. Kedengeran nggak suaranya?
Kedengeran. Halo, how are you? Apa kabar hari ini?
Alhamdulillah, kabar baik. Terima kasih sekali. I'm so excited for today.
Oh, me too. I'm excited to see you too.
Dan aku luar biasa banget ya kita kedatangan Pak Nofrizal hari ini dan dia sharing banyak sekali serta sharing visi dia untuk zero waste dan juga youth di Indonesia. Kayak itu luar biasa banget. Terima kasih Pak.
Ngingetin kita semua untuk support ya, karena pemerintah nggak bisa jalan sendiri kalau kita nggak ngapa-ngapain ya kan.
Indonesia itu satu, berarti bukan cuma dari atas, tapi dari bawah ke atas, atas ke bawah.
That is true. Oke, aku boleh sedikit memperkenalkan Shay ya. Shay adalah singer, not only singer, but also actress, also activist, an Australian Riau artist. Am I right? Australian Riau?
Iya betul. Ibu aku dari Riau, bapak aku dari Australia.
Oh, perfect combination. And inspired by the beauty of Indonesia, makanya lagu-lagunya juga judulnya salah satu yang aku tahu itu Sayang ya, yang pakai bahasa Indonesia juga ya judulnya ya.
Betul, Sayang, dan salah satu lagu kebanggaanku juga di album kedua adalah yang berjudul Cantik. Jadi itu terinspirasi secara khusus dari wanita-wanita muda di Indonesia.
Oh wow, oke. Let's find out apakah Shay akan menyanyikan lagu ini setelah ini. Nanti kita ngobrol-ngobrol habis perform. But are you ready for the performance now?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so everyone please welcome Shay. Boleh tepuk tangan virtualnya?
3, 4.
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for. And no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us, and the world will be as one. Imagine no possessions. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of man. Imagine other people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer. I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us. And the world will be as one. The world will be as one.
Thank you, Shay. What a beautiful performance. Langsung anget gitu rasanya hati.
Alhamdulillah.
Kalau disampaikan dengan hati, pasti sampai juga ke hati ya.
Yes, that's true. Kalau
Okay.
niatnya baik, pasti orang merasakan.
That is true. So we want to chat with you a little bit.
Let's chat.
Okay. First, kenapa pilih lagu ini untuk hari ini? Is there some message you want to deliver for all of us here?
Yeah. sedikit seperti yang tadi Bapak Nofrizal bilang ya. Dulu kita memikirkan Indonesia bebas, Indonesia yang independen itu tuh sekedar mimpi. Sama dengan sekarang. Beberapa tahun yang lalu Presiden Jokowi mengatakan bahwa Indonesia memiliki target bersih, Indonesia bersih 2025. Itu hanya mimpi. Sampai sekarang masih mimpi. Tapi dengan apa yang kita miliki sekarang, pergerakan-pergerakan yang ada, perubahan mental yang sedang terjadi di dalam Indonesia, especially kepada youth di Indonesia, itu memperlihatkan bahwa ada gerakan-gerakan, salah satu yang terbesar adalah Zero Waste Indonesia Festival ini, ada gerakan-gerakan yang akan membawa kita ke independence itu. Maksud dari independence yang barusan aku sebut adalah independence dari sampah. Dari kekotoran, keinginan lebih untuk menjaga lingkungan itu sudah mulai terlihat sekarang. Dan mungkin mimpi Indonesia bersih bisa dilakukan jika bersama-sama dan kita bisa meraih mimpi itu bersama-sama juga.
Oh, we're in this together. Ya,
We're in
Shea.
this together.
We're
So,
in this together.
exactly. Imagine all the people living life in peace. Imagine that.
Yes, imagine that people today. Kalau misalnya belum mulai gitu ya, akan aku yakin pasti teman-teman yang ada di sini udah ada ketertarikan lah ya, udah kepengen gitu, atau bahkan udah mulai. Tapi kalaupun belum mulai, mudah-mudahan ini bisa menjadi apa ya, titik mulai gitu ya untuk menyemangati bahwa you're not alone, we're in this together gitu ya. Imagine that it will be so much peaceful dan we're gonna.
Setuju banget, dan aku pengen touch on that, boleh ya?
Boleh dong.
Jadi sebenarnya aku tuh juga baru gitu loh di dunia environmental awareness and being eco-friendly dan trying my best untuk masuk ke dalam zero waste movement ini gitu loh. Karena gini, zero waste movement itu movement yang cukup sukses di dalam di secara global karena setiap orang partisipannya itu sudah mengimplementasikannya kepada diri sendiri. It's already their lifestyle, tapi pertanyaannya adalah kalau misalnya kita ingin memiliki lifestyle zero waste tapi belum tahu caranya gimana. Nah, itu tuh menjadi pertanyaan karena aku sempat bertanya-tanya tentang hal yang sama. Dan akhirnya sudah ada beberapa hal yang cukup berhasil dalam kehidupan aku yang pengen banget aku sharing untuk teman-teman di sini. Siapa tahu memang ada yang sama dengan aku. Boleh, Kak?
Go ahead.
Oke,
Mau dengar.
siap. Alright. Menurutku kunci utamanya adalah kita sering dengar 3R. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Tapi setiap kali kita mengatakan reduce, reuse, recycle, secara awam pikiran kita itu langsung ke triangle yang hijau, langsung ke recycle. Nah, recycle ini bukan sesuatu hal yang mudah. Bukan satu hal yang mudah untuk diimplementasikan dalam diri kita ataupun dilakukan negara. Tapi suka dilupakan, reduce and reuse. Jadi aku ingin ngomongin itu. So yang pertama adalah reduce. Reduce dalam kehidupanku, yang di luar dan yang di dalam, sebetulnya tidak begitu gimana ya? Reduce itu mengurangi segala hal yang tidak kondusif di dalam kehidupan kita. Jadi sebelum kita terlalu jauh membersihkan dunia, kita bersihkan dulu rumah kita. Sebelum kita terlalu jauh membersihkan rumah kita, kamar kita dulu. Sebelum kamar, tunggu dulu, masih ada lemari. Jadi satu persatu. Reduce itu ketika kita bisa create space di sekitar kita dan kita memahami betul kenapa hal ini ada dalam kehidupanku dan apakah baik untuk berada di dalam kehidupanku. Kalau kita bisa melakukan ini dengan barang, maka kita akan cut down waste kita sendiri. Kebutuhan kita berkurang karena kita melihat secara psikologis juga representasi diri kita sendiri adalah hal-hal yang berada di sekitar kita. Yang mengelilingi kita itu adalah representasi diri kita sendiri. Jadi kalau kita pelan-pelan memilah dan memilih dan mengurangi kotoran-kotoran atau yang bertumpuk di dalam kehidupan kita yang ternyata tidak penting, kita melakukan pertama dengan rumah kita, dengan barang-barang yang ada di sekitar kita, kita akan mulai menyadari diri kita sendiri. Oh, ternyata hal-hal yang di sekitar aku yang merepresentasikan diri aku seperti ini. Oh, ternyata aku seperti ini. Oke, yang kurang sesuai dengan diri aku reduce. Itu dari segi psikologisnya ya. Jadi bukan sekedar cuma membuang, tapi belajar tentang diri kita sendiri. Dan yang kedua adalah reuse. Jadi kita sering banget dengar dulu ya, lem biru, lempar beli baru. Nah, kalau orang punya kocek banyak mah nggak apa-apa. Tapi orang-orang kayak aku, lebih baik itu memperbaiki. Kenapa memperbaiki itu menjadi satu hal yang menarik? Karena menambah skill kita. Kalau memang kita punya kemampuan dan punya keingintahuan dan kita mencoba untuk melakukan itu akan menambah skill kita. Kita menjadi semakin pandai. Selain dari itu, aku bikin sedikit notes di sini lagi, agak cheating sedikit. So, reuse adalah sebuah teknik untuk melebarkan dunia kita. Sebuah teknik untuk sedikit lebih memahami potensi dan kapasitas kita masing-masing. Jadi jangan sekedar dibuang, Beb. Kalau masih bisa dipakai, kalau masih bisa diperbaiki, kenapa enggak?
Thank you. Dan emang benar sih, kita harus mengutamakan pencegahan terlebih dahulu because that's what zero waste is all about sebenarnya. Recycle itu nanti kalau kita udah cegah, kita udah pilah-olah, barulah itu terakhir ya, Shea. Thank you for reminding us about this. Dan
satu poin lagi boleh nggak aku tambahin?
Ya.
Oke. So ini penting sih. Reuse itu bukan cuma barang-barang loh, teman-teman. Ternyata ini personal experience ya. Alhamdulillah rumah kita cukup besar dan ada satu bagian di belakang rumah itu konblok. Tapi nggak bisa dipakai untuk apa-apa. Konblok. Nah, kita berpikir, ini mau dijadiin apa nih? Karena ini space yang ada, tapi tidak dipergunakan dengan baik, tidak sesuai dengan kapasitas dan potensinya. So, akhirnya konbloknya kita angkat, dan sekarang kita lagi berusaha untuk membuatnya menjadi kebun. Bukan garden ya, bukan berisi dengan bunga, tapi kita ingin menjadikan itu kebun supaya kita bisa belajar makan dari kebun kita sendiri, belajar untuk gimana sih caranya membuat pohon itu berbuah, kira-kira seperti itu. Kenapa? Karena seperti yang Bapak Nofrisa bilang tadi juga, aku sudah mulai mengompos. Tapi komposnya ini kalau tidak digunakan dengan baik, yang udah dibikin dari tahun lalu, sekarang sudah matang. Kalau nggak digunakan dengan baik, kita taburin di atas konblok, nggak jadi apa-apa. Jadi kira-kira poin yang aku ingin berikan kepada teman-teman adalah reuse dan reduce. Itu masalah psikologis kita juga. Mari kita coba untuk take a step back dan lihat apa sih yang ada di sekitar kita, apakah kita sudah menggunakannya dengan full potensinya, apakah ada hal lain yang bisa kulakukan dengan hal itu, barang itu, ruangan itu, yang mungkin bisa menjadi lebih baik untuk diri aku sendiri, dan insya Allah diri orang-orang di sekitar aku. Kira-kira begitu ya teman-teman.
We are what we are surrounded with ya. Jadi ya kan kita perlu kritis juga sama apapun yang kita konsumsi. sebelum kita akhirnya mikirin ke recycle, composting, dan lain-lain. Paling penting di awal mungkin pilih konsumsinya dulu ya. Bijak
Yes,
dalam
exactly.
mengkonsumsi, right?
Banget. Jadi mulai dari hal yang kecil aja dulu, nggak usah langsung mikirin dunia, kecil-kecil aja, tapi sering. Jadi
Yes.
menambah awareness kita tentang apa yang sedang masuk ke dalam kehidupan kita.
Yeah. Okay, last question. It's too bad that we have very limited time. Aku pengen ngobrol lebih banyak sama Shay sebenarnya. I know you have a lot to share also with your experience. But last but not least, what is your wish for the sustainable country? Apa harapanmu untuk negeri Indonesia yang lebih lestari? Maybe like in a short sentence, maybe, so we can have a hopeful message together.
Oke. Aku berharap negara ini akan, sorry ya menggunakan tagline-nya zero waste, tapi aku berharap negara ini bersinergi. Dan untuk bersinergi, kita membutuhkan rasa empati dari satu manusia ke manusia lain, dari satu makhluk ke makhluk lain. Dan aku berharap itu akan terjadi dalam waktu yang dekat. Insya Allah, nggak nyampe 10 tahun, kita bisa mulai menyayangi satu sama lain dan tidak melihat perbedaan. Karena ketika kita dapat melakukan itu, kita baru mulai memiliki ruang tambahan di dalam diri kita untuk memikirkan hal-hal yang lebih besar. Hal-hal di luar rumah kita, di luar keluarga kita. Dan di situ kita dapat membuat perubahan yang besar. Jangan pernah berhenti belajar, teman-teman.
So deep. Untuk bersinergi, kita membutuhkan empati dari kita ke makhluk lain, dan itu nggak cuma manusia aja, ya kan? Ke hewan, ke tumbuhan, everything around us. Thank you so much, Shay, for being with us today. We're very happy to see you. Mudah-mudahan kita bikin sesi lagi ya, kita buat ngobrol-ngobrol biar lebih panjang ya ngobrolnya ya, Shay.
Boleh. Jangankan itu, sebelum kita bikin sesi tambahan, ngopi yuk.
Yuk. Well, I live in Bali, maybe you can come over. Di Jakarta kan, Shay?
I shall. Nyetir aja ke sana, no problem.
Okay, thank you so much. I wish you a good day. We're gonna move on to our topic with the global zero waste. So thank you so much, Shay. I hope to see you next time. Bye.
Terima kasih semuanya. Sampai jumpa. Enjoy the shows.
Thank you. Now, before we start the discussion with our amazing panels today, sebelum kita mulai ngobrol, we would like to show you a video dari Anna Pitt from Zero Waste Week UK. So, teman-teman boleh di-share videonya.
Hello, I'm Anna from Zero Waste Week in the UK. We're delighted we've inspired you to join us on the Zero Waste journey. Zero Waste Week is an award-winning public awareness campaign that helps households, schools, businesses, and community groups to reduce their waste. It was founded by Rachel Strauss in 2008, when Rachel challenged herself to measure her waste and try to reduce it. She wrote about the challenge on her blog, and 100 readers asked to join in. They helped each other to think about their waste and make some small changes to try and reduce it. At the end of the week, the response was amazing. They said they'd learned loads, they'd reduced their waste, and they'd had fun doing it. They wanted more, and that's how the annual Zero Waste Week campaign was born. 10 years later, the campaign had reached 56 million people all around the world. I joined Rachel in 2013 and helped her to shape the campaign that year when we were doing food waste as our topic. I joined in the daily challenges and I was hooked. We've worked together since then to bring more opportunities throughout the year to help people waste less. Although zero waste is now a simple habit for us, we know people find it hard when they start to take their first steps on the zero waste path. Rachel always says that the biggest problem that people face is overwhelm. That's why we always break things down into small, manageable steps. There's no point even trying to go zero waste overnight. It's like going on a crash diet. It never works. It doesn't make lasting habits, and you soon get back to your old ways if you try and do it too quickly. It's all about taking small steps that are achievable and easy to build into your daily routine. If you're not sure what solution might be for your problem, turn to the zero waste community for help and support and ideas. Someone somewhere probably has the perfect solution for you, and we're really good at sharing our zero waste world. The great thing is today that there's way more awareness these days than when Rachel and I first stepped out onto the zero waste path. That makes every little step towards zero waste easier for everyone. Everybody can take small actions, and together it has a big impact when millions of people are doing it. Don't worry about the things you can't do. Just get on and do the little things that you can achieve. It all counts. This year's campaign is all about sharing ideas, strategies, and experiences, and showing that there are now millions of us taking steps to reduce our waste all the time. Collectively, we've gone a long way, but we've still got a long way to go on our zero waste journey. Together, though, we're making progress and thinking about our waste and our consumption and the way we make better choices and better use of our resources is all becoming a normal thing. That's great to see. And we're really glad that all of you are joining in too. Have fun on your zero waste journey.
Question is zero waste lifestyle for a global movement. Yes, karena kita bersinergi bersama, nggak cuma orang Indonesia aja kok yang ribet gitu ngomongin ini, tapi juga banyak negara lain yang mengadvokasi dan mempraktekkan gaya hidup zero waste atau gaya hidup minim sampah, termasuk negara-negara yang kita There is Sarah Rhodes, a founder of Plastic Free Southeast Asia and Australia. Hi, Sarah.
Hi,
After
good
5
morning.
years. Hi, good morning. I'll introduce you a little bit, okay?
Okay.
After 5 years living and working in Southeast Asia, Sarah, the founder of Plastic Free Southeast Asia, has returned to Australia. So she's now in Australia to expand her consulting business and help Australian businesses reduce their carbon footprint. The second one, there is Jasriel. Hi, Jasriel. She is the head of finance, funding, and external relation from Zero Waste Malaysia. She's an auditor turned sustainability advocate. Jasriel has been passionate about environmental causes since a very young age. She has volunteered at ISAC and Zuchi Malaysia throughout her student life. And she is also the founder of Pomelo Pantry, an educational page that advocates for a healthy and sustainable lifestyle. And now she is at Zero Waste Malaysia. And the third one, Jasmine. Hello, Jasmine. She is a marketing AD from Zero Waste Singapore. Funny thing is, I know Jasmine from Zero Waste Malaysia, but she's also active in Zero Waste Singapore. So basically she's everywhere. And now she's here. Jasmine is no stranger to the creative and media industry, having worked for the Best Club in Singapore, founded a concept retail store called Black Market, called Fashion Label, and organized several special events. Then she met Zero Waste NGO in Malaysia, which is Zero Waste Malaysia, where she learned about the 5R sequences that we all know. And since then, she stopped buying new entirely. Wow, amazing. You should share about that later. And join forces with Club to reduce fashion overconsumption and waste in Singapore. So welcome to you all. Hello, hello.
Hello everyone.
Hai. Oh ya, before all that, teman-teman semua yang ada di sini boleh ya nanya lewat link Slido yang akan di-share di chat. There will be link for Slido if you want to ask questions to our panels. Today akan ada hadiah untuk satu orang pertanyaan terbaik. So, I have questions for all of you, but maybe we can start with Zero Singapore. Jasmine, hello. Could you give us brief descriptions about Zero Waste Singapore?
Okay, sure. Hi everyone. Again, my name is Jasmine Tuan, and I'm from Zero Waste SG. We are a registered charity NGO with a mission to lead the drive towards zero waste in Singapore through education and advocacy. Yeah, we're a very, very small and lean team, by the way. There's like less than 5 of us. But we work a lot with various organizations like corporate, schools, and government agencies to influence policy, mindset, and also habit change. So that's pretty much us in a nutshell. Yeah, awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. Jadi Jasmine dari Zero Waste Singapore, non-profit organizations. And next, kita move on to Jasrael. Jasrael, maybe you want to tell us a little bit more about Zero Waste Malaysia? I think you're still on mute.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So hello everyone. I'm Jasrael from Zero Waste Malaysia. So yeah, happy to know that Jasmine also started from Zero Waste Malaysia and expanded the movement even back to Singapore. Yep. So Zero Waste Malaysia started the movement in 2016. So back then it was only like 2 co-founders with like less than 10 people started a Facebook group. So we are basically a community group in Malaysia. So today the Facebook group has about like 38,000 of members inside there sharing their everyday zero waste journey. Yeah. So it's because of the group that has been growing like exponentially. That's why Zero Waste Malaysia also registered ourselves as a non-profit organization in 2018. So that's where we were able to organize more activities like zero waste festivals, zero waste events in Malaysia. Yep.
Thank you. Jadi dari 2016 cuma 2 orang, terus jadi community group 38.000 sekarang di Zero Waste Facebook page-nya. Then funny thing is, actually, we got inspired to make Zero Waste Festival from you guys. So I attended Zero Waste Festival in Malaysia 2 years ago, I think 2000.
Yeah,
when was the last time?
2019.
2019, right? That was the last time. That's when I met Jasmine also there, and the rest of Zero Waste Malaysia. Yes, and Sarah too, of course. So yeah, thank you for the explanation. And now Sarah, hey Sarah, how are you doing? Please tell us a little bit about Plastic Free as EA, Southeast Asia, and now it's expanding to Australia too.
Yes. So Plastic Free Southeast Asia, or PFC as I like to call it, is a for-purpose business. At the moment, it is primarily me, but I also have some freelance consultants still in Cambodia. So Cambodia is where I began in 2015. And the big, I guess, mission that started it all was leveraging an Australian campaign called Plastic Free July. And so I do something for this campaign every single year in July, and it's really helped a lot of people get involved with the zero waste movement. However, my main focus is working with businesses to help businesses reduce their footprint, reduce their waste, and become more eco-friendly.
To reduce their carbon footprint.
Yeah, exactly. So now I'm working, across we're still with some clients in Southeast Asia and developing the brand here in Sydney, Australia. And yeah, hopefully I can get my feet on the ground over there again sometime in the future.
Yes, hopefully so, when everything gets better also, right?
Exactly.
When the pandemic is over. All right. So for the next question, what are the biggest challenges related to sustainability faced by your country at the moment? Because we know like every country has its own challenge. Indonesia has its own challenge, and I guess your country also has its own challenge. So please tell us about that. Maybe we start with Jastriel.
Yeah, sure. So I guess there are just a lot of challenges related to sustainability issue in general in Malaysia. But from what I found out, so generally there are 3 areas that people are more concerned about. Yeah, so the first area is plastic pollution. So Malaysia, we are not so proud, but we are like the number 2 country that generate the most plastic waste in Asia. And we also import plastic waste from developed countries. So we do have like this industry. So this is something really controversial in Malaysia. Yeah. So the second part I would say is about water pollution. Yeah, it's about water pollution and also flooding, because we do get water cut off sometimes. So and when it rains, it can be really bad in Malaysia. So this water issue is also something that we are quite concerned about. So the last part will be, I guess, like the estate planning and also deforestation, because same as Indonesia, Southeast Asia, other countries, like we are the tropical, the forest reserve area that the earth needs. So we do have a lot of like controversial developments as well. So for us, I guess these are like the most concerned issues that generally Malaysians are kind of worried about it. Yeah.
Thank you. What about Sarah in Australia or maybe Cambodia?
Yeah, I could probably speak to both, but I guess because I've been back in Australia for nearly 2 years now, it makes more sense to speak about Australia. I feel like one of our biggest obstacles is this lack of urgency, that we have a lot of things that are very, I think, very easy to overcome here in Australia, single-use plastics being a really big one of those. Also our dependence on fossil fuels. Australia is a very big mining country, and we have a big reliance on fossil fuels, and this strange desire to create more, to develop more coal plants and coal mines, and at the risk of some of the most amazing and pristine environments in the world. The one that most people would have heard of is our Great Barrier Reef, which is essentially the biggest underwater forest in the world, and so unique and so biodiverse, but it's being damaged more and more by global warming. And I also feel, and I'm sure this resonates around the group, that the pandemic has taken a step back for things like single use and zero waste that people have reverted to here. I feel very strongly they've very much reverted to single use as a safety net, but it's in a lot of ways I feel like a false safety, and we're still damaging our planet in the process.
Thank you. That's true. We can relate so much in Indonesia. It's known for heaven on earth, paradise, but actually I live in Bali and I saw myself there are a lot of plastic trashes everywhere, in the beach, inside the ocean, and by the beach as well.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing, Sarah. I guess that's a challenge for us all. Oh, all right, and Jasmine, I want to hear about the challenge in Singapore. Because it seems like here, I want to tell you, a lot of Indonesians think, because there are a lot of articles talking about Singapore being a zero waste country with very good management, like trash management, they turned into energy and so on and so on. So please do tell us about that, if that is what's happening, or what are the current challenges despite that.
Okay. Yeah, I would jump into the misconception first. Yeah, I think
All
there's
right.
a lot of misconception and there's a lot of consumerism revolving around the topic of sustainability and zero waste lifestyle. I think that's scary because Singapore, our national hobby is shopping. So when you talk about, sustainability, the first thing that people think, oh, what should I buy to be sustainable?
Right, right.
And overconsumption is an issue, in Singapore. I speak also from a personal journey. I was a shopaholic myself, and I'm a Singaporean. And I used to own like 4 wardrobe worth of clothes and staring at it thinking I have nothing to wear. That was my problem. Anyway, WWF SG once said that if everyone on Earth live and consume like Singaporeans, humanity will need 4 planets to survive. And that's how big our ecological footprint is for a tiny dot on the world map. You can't even see us.
in Australia.
Yeah, but imagine one tiny dot on the world map and you can consume like 4 planets. So and plus Singapore is a throw-away nation. We throw away not just disposable, we throw away items that are perfectly in good conditions, simply because we just have too much. And we're just always chasing for the latest, the newest, the best. And even though things are still good, but we just, no, it's not. It's so last season. I think, Sarah is like nodding away. So I think you're doing the same. Yeah, I guess it's because we are so developed. We have like disposable cash and income to just, have a good life. Like you say, that's why we also don't have that urgency to act. Because the way we act is like, what should I buy then? Should I just buy more reusable cups for my friends, reusable straws for my friends? That's just creating more consumption, which takes resources from the planet to make. So guys, come on. Wake up. So I guess the misconception also revolve around the term zero waste. What is zero waste? And I think will.i.am have summed up really perfectly. A waste isn't waste until you waste it. So I love that because everything takes resources from the planet to make. So, and also zero waste lifestyle, it's not about consuming or buying more eco-friendly looking products. It's also not about producing and consuming nothing at all, like me. Now I do consume still, but it is about carefully producing and consuming without waste as an end result, which is really hard, but we try, just put our mind to it. Actually, it can happen. It is also the aim to reduce our precious resources from going to the incinerator, the landfill, and the ocean. Yeah. And I learned from Zero Waste Malaysia. It is not about what we should buy. It is what we choose not to buy. That is a true zero waste spirit. Yeah. So that very much aligned with the UN Sustainable Development Goal number 12, which is responsible consumption and responsible production. Yeah.
I like that because a lot of people still think, banyak orang masih mikir bahwa zero waste is about making the trash vanish, like recycling. And that's why, every webinars I attended, not every, but a lot of times, they said and asked actually, we have a lot of trash problems in Indonesia, but Singapore has such a good, waste management with their incinerators and, the high technology waste management. Why don't we just send our trash to Singapore? Because they turn it to energy, right? Am I right?
That's right. Yes.
But that is not, what I want to emphasize also, as what Jasmine said, that's not the spirit of zero waste, right? Right?
Also, resource being burned, incinerated, end of life, kaput, finished.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. So even though we have a good waste management system, our only trash island is very expensive to build. It costs 110 millions and more to build an island just to manage Singapore trash. And there's a deadline. By 2035, our only trash island will be filled. And what do we do next? We find another trash island and build it? No. Yes. And when it first started operation in 1999, it was estimated to be filled by 2045. So it was shortened by 10 years in the recent years because of our consumption, So that's quite worrying. And burning away our trash to energy, yeah, sounds great, but that doesn't give us the excuse to consume mindlessly and just dispose like there's no tomorrow. Yeah, what about our kids? What about our children's children? We have to think about our future generations too. Yeah, so it's really mindful use of resources. Yeah.
Yes, I totally agree. Okay, so for all those challenges that you guys mentioned, what should be pursued by the community to try to solve that? Despite the pandemic, especially now with this condition, it's not easy for anybody. So maybe you can tell us more about, I don't know who wants to start. Maybe Sarah now?
Yeah, let's take a turn. I think it's just, take action no matter how small that might feel, or, even though it's not maybe 100% zero waste, which is, I'm sure we will talk about at some point, not even 100%, but just doing our best. So I think things like, especially during the pandemic, like 2 examples, there are still many cafes that will do BYO cup with contactless pour. Like you put your cup down and they can put your coffee or your drink in there without touching it. So still safe, but still not creating single-use cups rubbish. And the other one is still remembering to take our tote bags, our shopping bags, to the supermarket. This is one of the activities we're allowed to do at the moment in Sydney. That there's no rules against taking reusable bags with us, and no one else is touching those, just us. So it's still a very safe thing to do in the pandemic that is not creating more waste.
Yeah, maybe I can add on to Sarah's point as well. So I also think like because of this pandemic, online delivery and like food delivery has like shot up a lot. Yeah, and also like people are stuck at home, so they just like, why? And then like all these e-commerce advertisement, like everyone is just bombarded online with all these marketing, like calling you to buy more. So I guess being very mindful on your own consumption would definitely helps a lot as well. Like you don't need to buy the things that you don't need or it's still usable. Like, the best thing, of course, don't have those apps on your phone, like, so that you are not distracted. Yeah. And if you are really, you have the extra time, just take some time to study about the environment and also this problem and perhaps share online. Yeah. So maybe you bring your own bag. It might be weird if you're doing it alone, but if more and more people are doing it with you, it will become a norm. And also talking to businesses, encouraging them to push these to shoppers as well would definitely helps a lot as well. Yeah.
And I might, sorry, before you jump in, Jasmine, also say like seeking out those businesses who do have sustainability and environment in mind and choosing from them. There are over here many home delivery grocery options now, and several of those are really trying to make sustainability, part of their brand. So that's like a great way to support also small business.
Yeah. And I second what's been discussed as well, is really to buy less, consume less. Because I just read an article by The Observer, and the headline of one of the sentences that when people buy less stuff, you immediately drop in emissions, resource consumption, and pollution immediately. So I think if you want to act fast, just don't buy anything.
Yeah, that's the easiest, right?
Yeah, and I know it's hard to not buy because shopping is an addiction. And it took me a while to also quit shopping entirely because I had that desire to change. And in fact, after you stop shopping and buying stuff, you have less management of stuff, free time to enjoy nature, take a walk out, take away your technology and temptations and just enjoy and appreciate nature. I think that's another thing you can do. Yeah.
Thank you. But so Jasmine, I think a lot of people here are curious. What are your ultimate tips on how to stop being a shopaholic?
I have tips. Yes, I have 7 ways.
Okay.
I've put on my IGTV.
Right.
I think it was with Rex KL. Jezreel will know. This is the IGTV Rex KL Instagram account. But I can share the very easiest one. If it's at the shop, the first number 1 tip is do not enter. Do not enter. But you say, what if it's handphone? I also have handphone. Do not click. Do not go to the e-commerce shop. Just don't. And if I see something that I like, I take picture. And whether it's my phone, it's a magazine, it's a shop display, it's a thing that I saw online, don't click. I'm serious about it because the moment you click it and you inquire about it, you will see banners all around you that says buy. Because I did a market research on pricing before for eyewear because I want to sell my eyewear. And then the next thing you know, I have eyewear banners everywhere and it's the same eyewear. I'm like, stop it, guys. But do not click, do not enter. And if you like something, you just screenshot and save it to your Pinterest instead of add to cart. So you add to Pinterest instead of add to cart for your online shopping. So I have a forever virtual wardrobe that if I feel like a sense of lack, I'll go and check it out, my Pinterest of once. So I look at it and it still sparks joy.
Yeah, so it's like a virtually having
Wardrobe.
instead of physically.
Less commitment and less attachment. And if I don't like it, I'll just delete. I'm like, what were you thinking, Jasmine? Why did you add this? I just deleted this flower, colorful thing. Okay, delete. And then if you like something, you just add on. So it's super easy to do that. It's so fun as well. Yeah. So what are the other tips? Just unsubscribe your emails as well. Unsubscribe. That's the best.
Yeah.
And it's so empowering as well. The delete button in today's technology is so empowering. The block button as well. And the unsubscribe button. You have the power
button too.
Yes. You have the power in your fingertips. Okay, so yes, that's the first few tips. If you want to see the rest, go to Rex KL IG, which is a cinema where I used to have my little pre-love shop at. Yeah. I share more tips.
There you go. So, do not enter shop. Nggak usah masuk ke toko. Sekarang juga udah susah sih. Nggak masuk. Do not click. Jadi, nggak usah pencet juga. Kalau ada yang menarik, take a picture. Ya kan? Karena kalau dipencet biasanya langsung muncul ads-ads-nya itu yang bikin kita jadi makin pengen gitu. Cannot stop it. Apalagi the 9-9 yesterday. Was it yesterday?
Yeah,
the
9-9.
Yeah.
It's horrible. It's not just 12-12, 11-11 anymore. It's 9-9.
Yeah, it's every month you have one.
3-3. Yeah, every month has it. Oh my god. So so those are the tips that you guys can try to implement it in your life.
That's also the power of consumer. You pay for what you want to see more of. If you want to buy more cheap stuff, you will see more cheap stuff. If you want to buy into more quality stuff, you will see more quality stuff. Sorry to jump in there.
Yeah, true. And the most sustainable thing is the thing that you already have.
Yes.
So, right? Yeah. Exactly. Okay. So, next on to the question. What strategies, what activities does your community do to promote a zero waste lifestyle? And what was the most impactful campaign that's ever done? Who wants to start?
Maybe I can start.
Okay.
Yeah, so I guess for us in Malaysia, our Facebook group is really, I would say, a success because like we used to have only like 10 people. And after that, now it's already 38,000 people. So we are like one of the largest environmental Facebook group in Malaysia. So like what Jasmine said, whenever you see things, right, it will sort of like attract you to do more. So when you're in the group, you can see that everybody posting it every day. So instead of scrolling like, social media, for more about what is the new clothing that you didn't buy or you have to buy, like when you are in the group, you get more for more, like, oh, maybe I should BYO more often, maybe I can upcycle better, maybe I should plant more, grow more plants, do more better composting, things like that. So I guess even digital environment is very important, to really slowly infuse the zero waste mindset into your life, and also slowly you build out the motivation as well, because when you see people doing it, we will start to learn more. Also maybe another success that we have is like what you guys shared earlier, the zero waste festivals that we had 2 times, 2017 and 2019. So for each festival, we got like more than 1,000 attendees, which is like overwhelming. And like even I think all of you have attended those festivals, like people come in and out. People are really shocked, like, oh, there's such way of shopping. So you can actually shop without packaging. Yeah, so that is like really something new on the ground that people, you know, like really refreshing, and also a new perspective on how everyone can be more mindful on their consumption. Yep. So I guess the one last valuable resources I thought, and I hope everyone will find it useful, whoever is using it in Malaysia, is a zero waste map. Yep. So we know that sometimes to go zero waste, it can be quite lonely. You want to find a refuel station, a recycling point, or even repair the things you have. You might face a lot of challenges to locating where it is and what is available in the market. So on our website, we have a Zero Waste Malaysia map. So you go in there, there are 10 categories, you know, where you can shop bulk food without package, without any packaging, where to recycle things, where to repair things, where to get pet food, zero waste where. So the maps are really there to really assist whoever wants to start a zero waste and eco living journey. So they know where they can do their shopping, how they can still, you know, live a normal life, like effortlessly, like despite being a zero waster, which is like a minority, unfortunately. Yeah.
I can jump in
Go
next.
Yeah.
And of course, yeah, I really love the zero waste map, by the way. And I think today you have about 780 pin drop.
Yes,
of,
yes.
Yeah, people that are involved in this map. So that's really awesome.
Yes.
For us in Singapore, we have a successful campaign called BYO. So we encourage our nation to bring your own, really bring your own everything, from your bottle, your bags, your container, because we tapao so much. Tapao means take away. We always take away to eat. I don't know why people are so shy to eat outside. I can eat by myself. But anyway, yeah, so we try to encourage the lesser use of disposable, because even though we incinerate most of our trash, it's also contributing to a lot of carbon emission. So that's my saying. And then for plastic, although people argue that it doesn't leave much ash, but it adds up since 1999, you know. And I think, yeah, instead of just buying one time and throw away, yeah, we could just use and reuse over and over again. So BYO movement have been quite successful. I think we did in a lot of hawker centers. We not just encourage people to bring their own, but we also encourage hawkers to accept them, because there's a stigma that, oh, should I bring my container? Will they scold me? There's still a lot of fear in that. And like, I think the panels here, we're so used to it. Nah, just fill here. Here you go. We do it like it's the most normal thing to do, but there are people who still, oh no, I have my own bottle, can I? But you know, just do this as the most normal thing to do, yeah, which is what is happening right now. So I think more people, you can start to see more people bringing their own bags, bringing their own container, which is really encouraging. And we also have a web page called BYO Singapore, where we list our supporters, be it business, NGO, or organizations that ask their staff or encourage their staff to BYO. We also list them down. So when you go to cafes and restaurants, you know where will accept or give you incentive on the BYO, and disincentive when you ask for a bag or things like that. Yeah. So that's one of our campaigns. Sarah.
So my most successful campaign is still the Plastic Free July. It's such a powerful global movement now, with hundreds of millions of people joining around the world. And just to say, I didn't start this. It's not my campaign, but I leverage this campaign and help magnify the message. But of course, there are 11 other months in the year. And so the things that I'm focusing quite strongly on at the moment in my messaging across all my channels are UN Sustainable Development Goal number 12, responsible consumption and production, and also something that I'm calling like planet conscious eating, as a way to get more people to understand, like, where does our food come from and our food systems, and how we can be healthy for our bodies and the planet. So these are like two strong messages that I'm working in my messaging at the moment.
Thank you. What wonderful activities that you guys do in each country, and hopefully it will become more continuously and regularly, and hopefully the pandemic is over or getting better soon, so Zero Waste Festival can start again offline. We would like to have it offline too, hopefully next year
Yes.
or into the year, so we can do it, combine it together. That would be nice. Okay, last but not least, I wish we have more time, but the last question for you guys, choose one tip or suggestion you may give for those who have just started their zero waste journey. We start with maybe Sarah.
Okay. I don't know if this constitutes as one, but this is what I prepared.
Okay.
And what I believe to be helpful. So start with what you can and what you can maintain, similar to what was mentioned in the video earlier. It needs to be sustainable, pun intended, but also that, like, don't let one bad day or one failure stop you from trying again the next time. Because I know, even like, it's human behavior to feel like if you've failed or not done what you set out to do, I would say don't give up, just keep going, because it gets easier and easier. And also just work on doing your best every time, because if we try to set the bar at perfect or zero waste straight away, especially early on, then it's going to be so much easier to feel like we're not making that positive impact that we're trying to do. So even though, from my own personal experience moving back to Australia nearly 2 years ago, I had to relearn so many of these things all over again about zero waste lifestyle, because I'm in a different environment, and it hasn't been easy. It has really felt a lot like starting from the beginning again in many ways. But the one thing is, I never gave up. So that's my advice. Yeah.
Thank you. Never give up. Next. Who will be the next one?
Maybe I can go next. I can just add on to what Sarah shared earlier. So I totally agree to what Sarah shared. So definitely you will be getting a lot of rejections throughout this zero waste journey. Yeah. So I would also suggest to do one thing at one time. Yeah, because when you are just starting out, it can be very overwhelming, because suddenly everything you use seems to be very wasteful. A lot of things you use might be you will just notice, like, ding. Before you go zero waste, you didn't notice anything about it, but once you go zero waste, like, oh my God, everything I use is not good for the environment. Yeah, so it can be very overwhelming. So for me, I would always suggest people, like, do one thing at one time, so that you don't, like, stress yourself up. And because it's a habitual change journey, it does take time for people, if you have living it with 20, 30 years with your old habit, it definitely takes time for you to change to a new habit. Yeah. So one more added tips that I would say, in the process of your habitual changing, do be very conscious on your surrounding. So try to surround yourself with, like, like-minded people, like, people who are also in the same journey with you. So hang out with them more, ask them about more, support each other, or even just curate your digital environment towards more environmental content or zero waste content, like, let's say, follow us and things like that, so that you don't feel so lonely, and at the same time you feel really supported and continue, and you also stick to the reason why you started your zero waste lifestyle in the first place. Yeah.
Thank you. I think you guys have said what I want to say, but yeah, I'll add on. Yeah, I think, yes, I definitely second that. And I learned this bahasa. I don't know if bahasa Melayu and bahasa Indonesia is the same, but it's sikit-sikit jadi lama. Wait, help me,
lama jadi bukit. That's for us lah.
Okay.
Yeah. Lama-lama jadi bukit.
Habit.
Oh, right.
Oh,
yeah. I think we say the same thing.
Yeah.
Dikit lama-lama jadi bukit. Yeah.
Yeah. So with waste, it's a bit become a mountain of waste. So a bit also become a habit. So one step at a time, 1 R at a time. The 5R principle definitely helped me in my sustainable journey. And then along the way, you pick up a lot more R's. Like I picked up a lot more R's. So I started rethink. I added right on top of the 5 R's. I think the mindset is so important. Your why are you doing this? And change of mindset here is already half the battle won. And the next R is like refuse, right? So refuse is amazing because if you keep practicing refusing, you will have eliminated 50% of the waste coming into your life to even solve. So yeah, I think that's the best thing because you say you get rejected, we can also reject you. You know, I reject going to shops, you know. So I think this is and you know why?
I don't need your coffee.
This is what Japanese did, you know, they just say no in your face. So you have no way to argue with them because that's how I face the Japanese air person when I miss my flight. I said, can I come in? Can I come in? No. So forever, I know this is a very strong no. Don't need to say much, just like Ultraman. Anyway, yes, so your why and one step at a time, and you can also say no. Yes.
Definitely agree.
Right. Thank you. So after this, we're gonna move on to Q&A session because some of our friends already asked questions for you guys. But before that, for people who recently joined, buat teman-teman yang baru gabung, habis ini kita nonton video dari narasumber untuk refresh, mengingatkan kembali siapa-siapa aja sih orang ini. So let's watch a video together a little bit. All right, so now Q&A session. Teman-teman Zero Waste Indonesia boleh di-share Slido-nya. We will choose some questions from our friends. Let's start with Belinda. Oh, wait, let's start with, if you go up. Oh, yeah, I see. What is your hardest struggle for applying zero waste? Are there anything, zero waste activity, you wish you will do more? Let's start with, I'm gonna choose Jasmine.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you were the last one.
What's the hardest struggle for applying zero waste? I actually see it as a very fun thing to do. So you asked the wrong person. Also because I was very ready for a change. My life in Singapore was all about consumerism, right? So then my business folded, my shop closed, and then I just wanted a change of environment, change of lifestyle. So I moved to Malaysia for a job opportunity and nothing changed. So I managed to downsize from a walking wardrobe to a single rack to move to Malaysia, and the ringgit got me excited about shopping again. So then nothing changed until the next 2 years after I met Zero Waste Malaysia. Yeah, so that's the nutshell. And what is hard? I don't think it's hard because I was prepared for that change. And when I see Zero Waste Malaysia NGO, I'm like, this is the change I'm looking for. And I was like, yes, I want to apply those 5R principle in 2018. And I was very committed. I even committed to zero shopping because I know I was the biggest walking carbon emission producer. Based on my shopping consumption, you know, I know I need to stop. Something need to change, and I was ready for it. I would say if I were to pick a zero waste lifestyle that was hard to accept is the period cup. In 2018, I started my zero waste journey. Everything is so easy to switch. Okay, disposable to reusable, you know, things like that, easy. But when it comes to a period cup, I'm like, I'm not gonna chuck this thing in me. I don't even wear tampons much unless I really have to, and I don't enjoy that. So it took me 2 years. It took me about 2 years before I decided to give it a go. And when I give it a go, oh my God, why haven't I done this earlier? You know? It's life-changing, it's convenient, it's amazing, it's la 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 la. And I saved so much disposable PET from going to the landfill and incinerator. And I'm so happy about that. Yeah. And what do I want to do more of? I wish I can plant more edibles and just eat from my little corridor or my home little garden. Yeah, I think that's the most sustainable thing you can do for a zero waster. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I can go next. I do agree with Jasmine on the menstrual cup. So because I'm starting to use it, so yeah, it can be mentally it can be quite hard to accept it at first, but physically it does take times to get the know-how and convenience and comfort before you can get used to it. Yeah. So
I can do a secret tutorial if you guys want. Women only,
yeah.
In another room session.
Yeah. Okay, sorry to cut you. Please continue.
Yeah. So another one I thought I find it quite difficult is like tissue. Yeah, this is something that I'm still working on it. So generally, I don't really use like tissue to wipe my face or nose, things like that. But the toilet tissue is something that I'm still working on. That's for me. So I thought it's a bit hard to completely cut toilet rolls out for me. I have already reduced like half or more than half, but like completely off is still a working journey for me. Yeah. Yeah, so maybe Sarah can share yours as well.
Well, I think on the toilet thing, I really want to make the hand shower, or bum gun, as we called it in Cambodia. I would like to make this mainstream in Australia, because at least then we can reduce the toilet paper consumption. Anyway, I digress. Let's get out of the toilet. For me, I think the toughest thing has been learning not to beat myself up when I make a mistake or when I feel like I have created too much waste. This has become part of the messaging that I've been sharing with others, because I have struggled with this many times, to feel sad because I know the impact it's having on the planet. And, when I couldn't avoid that waste, just feeling really disappointed with myself, with the systems that I couldn't overcome this. So it's been difficult. I would say that's probably been the hardest thing. But as I said before, I've never stopped trying. And now I've learned to be kind to myself. I think this is part of sustainability as well.
Yes.
That if we are hurting too much, we can't share this message as positively or, keep going. So learning to, practice some self-compassion is going to help me keep going, because this is my life mission, is to help make this change.
Yeah. I second that. Eco-anxiety is real.
Yeah.
I agree.
Here I am, save one plastic bag, and I look next door, taking just 10 plastic bags.
Yeah.
I had that, and then my mentor shared with me this beautiful story that encouraged my journey on. It's the starfish story. I'm not sure you have heard of it.
The starfish story.
It's a beautiful story. Please look out for it. It's basically a boy trying to save the starfish that was washed on the shore. Yeah. So they are about to be dried out and die. So he one by one will toss it back into the sea, one by one, until an old man tell him that, hey, boy, you cannot save them all. They are going to die. Don't waste your time and effort. And the boy just ignore him and just keep throwing out into the sea, one by one, the starfish. And the old man was so angry, just stop it already. You're going to waste your time and you cannot save them all. And the boy just looked at him and said, look, I just make a difference for this one. Pick up one and I make a difference for this one. And he threw that out into the sea. So I thought that was so encouraging. And I always remember that story and just keep sending a lot of love, a lot of good vibes, that this journey is not easy, but if you find your right tribe, it can be very fun doing it together. Yeah.
Yes, one step at a time. Teman-teman nonton ya videonya di YouTube Starfish. What is it? Starfish. The Starfish story. It's very inspirational. Okay, next question. From Mirna F. Is this lifestyle fitting for everybody? What about the people who have low income or are still in poverty, let's say? Because we still have, that's one of our challenges in Indonesia. Because maybe they only think about what to eat today. That's already, consuming their mind. Is this lifestyle, fits for everyone? What do you guys think?
Maybe I can share. So I think this question, there is a myth that people thought like zero waste means it's a very expensive lifestyle because you need to buy all the reusable things like that. But the thing about zero waste is not really about buying any new things. It's about like using what you already have and sort of be a little bit more mindful on what you consume. Yeah, so definitely, I would say it's definitely a lifestyle for everybody, but different people will have like different zero waste lifestyle for sure. Yeah, because like, maybe some of you are living in the a kampong area, I'm not sure. Yeah, some of you are living in cities, some of you are maybe living in the countryside and all. So like different people will have different lifestyle. Just see what you can do and fit into your lifestyle. In fact, zero waste living, right, save you quite a lot of money. Yeah, the first thing is when you start shopping, it already save you quite a lot of money. Yeah, and when you stop buying new things, you start to reuse the things you already have. That's where you notice, oh, actually you don't need that much. Yeah, and also like even composting, growing your own food is also like saving you some bucks here and there. And also, like, if you can buy package-free items, so some of them are actually has a lower price tag than the normal conventional ones, because it's quite surprised, but packaging takes out about like 15% of the price of the things that whatever you have purchased. Yeah, so it is quite, yeah. So if you really look into ways of zero waste, you can save a lot of money from living a zero waste lifestyle. Yeah.
So true. If I may add, at the very fundamental level, I'm thinking now of my experiences living in Cambodia. You can, in fact, even save money. So it was quite common to buy the small 500 ml bottle of water. And so I would often explain, actually, if you buy the large 20 litre, and they had two kinds. One is only, I think, 50 cents or something for 20 litres versus half that for one 500 ml. So being able to use that large bottle and refill the smaller bottle, you didn't even spend any more money, but you saved a lot of money. So I think that's really, again, using what you have and what you have access to, and actually can save money with that. And the other thing that I talked about a lot was like the tiffin container for food, that most families have this for going to the pagoda, but they only use it on special occasions. So trying to encourage people to use this that they have on a more frequent basis. And certainly when I came back to Australia and then the pandemic started and I had no income coming from my business and no job, I can say my lifestyle saved me a lot of money and really helped me get through 2020, because I didn't have to go buy expensive cleaning products. So just use bicarb soda, no problem.
Exactly. Yeah. For example, I have one story to share. Like I went to buy coffee, but I didn't have any reusable cup then, the time. But I was at home. So I just grab any mug that I have and I just go out and grab a coffee because I don't want to throw away another disposable. So it could be just something you already have at home. And the best place to shop first is your home and your kitchen, because you will find a lot of things
totally.
Before you buy a reusable product again. Because buying a new product is also taking resources from the planet to make. So you're not exactly helping. Yeah, it's really using what you already have, make full use of them, and not just buy because it's eco-friendly looking and whatnot. And when I stopped buying new, I was exposed to this group called Free Cycle Group. In Malaysia, it's called Belly Nothing Project. I think in international name, it's called Buy Nothing Project. It's amazing because I just need to search who's giving what, and they're all usually good items that are not in use. For example, some people buy pillows and then they might test it a few times and they don't like the softness of it and they want to give it away. I shop there. Yeah, so I don't need to even spend a single cent, but I do need to travel though, like for example, from KL maybe to PJ, which will just take an MRT train ride. But I take that opportunity to explore Malaysia and to just check out different area and different food. So it's quite a nice experience. Even in Singapore, we have it. And you don't even need to post on the website. I go down to my HDB block. By the lift, there are people just putting stuff good things that they don't want. And I always grab. I'm such a, what do you call that? What do you call these people? Freegan. I found my chair. I found my...
In Australia, we say magpie, which is a bird that likes the shiny things, and the magpie collects all the shiny things.
I picked my table there. I found a pot for my compost downstairs. I find so many stuff in my neighborhood alone. I don't even need to shop.
I love it. It saves you a lot of money, but we need to
resources.
define the zero waste correctly, I guess, properly. So then, we know actually the meaning of it. It saves, a lot of money, and we call it in Indonesia menyederhanakan hidup. It simplify our life, actually, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for the answers. And Shay, our entertainer today in the beginning, wants to share something. Shay, are you there? She wants to share her story a little bit.
Yes, so I just wanted to add to everyone's input before the question about can this zero waste lifestyle be implemented for poor people? So in Indonesia, in Jakarta, there is a kampung that is stuck between two railways. So it's a very small community, and they live on houses with stilts because right below them is this mountain of trash. It's quite devastating. I have chills running down my body just thinking about it. It's quite devastating. So we went there and we were talking to some people and sort of checking out their lifestyle. And it's quite amazing because there's one person who, when he opens the door, the first thing he sees is the mountain of trash, and he's living on top of trash with his family. But he tried to make it as nice as possible by having like little like carpets of grass just on his front porch, basically on his front door, on his walls and everything. So he tried to make it nicer. And what was so amazing about this place is when we went around the back, the community there started to plant food and fruit and herbs. And this is one way that they reduced their pengeluaran, apa ya bahasa Inggrisnya?
Expenses?
They reduced their expenses. So imagine if people living on top of trash in Jakarta could survive and implement this zero waste lifestyle on top of waste, or they were trying their best to do this, then that means yes, this lifestyle can be for everyone. And yes, it's not just about reducing what you consume, but it's also about trying your best to be grateful for the things that you already have and using it to its maximum capacity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shay. That is
You have a beautiful
so
voice,
nice.
by the way. Your story reminds me of the gangster farmer, the gangster gardener. It was on a master class. You know, he's one of the guys, he's in US, I think, and he said to get organic food in US is crazy expensive and it's crazy far away. And down on the streets, there's a lot of empty or unutilized space. And he started just planting tomatoes, planting whatever that he can plant. And now he can feed the community. So it's a gangster farmer or gangster gardener. He has a TED Talk as well.
Also, something called food is free, I think, is a similar concept.
Yeah.
Like planting food on, like community land so that everybody can access it.
Yeah.
Right.
So I really think it's the most sustainable lifestyle to plant your own, and which reminds me of another quote by Gandhi, Mahatma Gandhi. He said, actually, this planet has enough to feed everyone, but not enough to feed everyone's greed. Something like
That's
that.
true. That's true. That's true.
Fun, and it would just be abundance. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Thank you, Shay, for your sharing. It's nice, but I guess this is a homework for us. It's a community power, right? It's our homework to get this lifestyle and knowledge and information to be accessible for everyone. Hopefully it can also reach them. So that would be our prayer and our hope also for everybody in our own country. Okay, so what time is it? Time flies. Oh my God.
Yeah.
One more thing. Each one of you, 1 minute closing statement, please, to close our cool, fun panel discussion. Who wants to start this time?
Oh, I can start.
Okay.
Yeah, so maybe I can share a few quotes. There is no planet B that we can live in. In fact, we are borrowing whatever we have now from our future generations in order to live our life, like the so-called current life. Yeah, so I would say zero waste is really not about us doing it perfectly. We don't need we don't need a handful of people doing zero waste perfectly, but we need like million or everybody to do zero waste imperfectly to make like a change, a difference to the world. Yeah. And just do what you can, one step at a time. Yep.
I think you got it.
I think that's simple.
To emphasize, like, don't be scared by the zero in zero waste. I found the definition for zero waste some time ago that said actually it's diverting all but 10% from landfill. So there is still some contingency, some, something, as long as we keep trying and don't feel like you can't do much, because every single positive choice adds up from all of us.
Yeah, I also have one quote. Yeah, it's actually by Eckhart Tolle. I just read a book called A New Earth, which is really timely for the pandemic. So he says the pollution of the planet is only an outward reflection of an inner psychic pollution. Millions of unconscious individuals not taking responsibility for their inner space. Yeah, like what Sarah mentioned earlier, really be kind to yourself, love yourself first before you can love the planet and love others. So yeah, so that one really sticks with me, and I hope to help all of you with this.
Wow, you guys, thank you so much for this discussion today. I have no words for everything that you shared today. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Jasmine. Thank you, Jasran. Thank you, Shay, also for sharing your story. And hopefully this will create an impact to whoever listens. Siapapun yang ngedengerin, mudah-mudahan ini bisa bermanfaat, jadi inspirasi buat kalian. And remember, we have to be kind with ourselves. We have to have empathy towards others, not only human, but also everyone, everything around us, plants, animals, everything, because that's when it all started, I guess. That's when we start caring about our surroundings. So thank you so much for today. I wish you a good day. And now I will have to hand it over to the host. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Marilis. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much buat Sarah, Jasmine, Jasriel for sharing with us, and also Mbak Muriel and Kak Shay. This really insightful discussions, and glad to know all of you. Hope we can meet in another moments too. Dan makasih juga buat teman-teman yang sudah hadir pada hari ini. Makasih sudah meluangkan waktunya. Tentunya juga teman-teman yang hari ini juga sudah menyaksikan nih di live streaming ataupun di YouTube. Makasih juga. Dan kami pun juga ingin berterima kasih pada Zero Waste Indonesia, tentunya ingin berterima kasih juga kepada Organic Supply Co, produk perawatan kulit yang terbuat dari bahan nabati alami dari bumi untuk menjaga harmoni dengan Ibu Pertiwi. Juga Yagi Naturals, brand asal Aceh dengan produk perawatan tubuh yang mengusung prinsip berkelanjutan dan berbahan dasar alami. So be conscious and sustainable gentle beauty. Juga Stija Coffee yang terus berkomitmen untuk menjalankan bisnis yang berkelanjutan sebagai tempat ngopi yang ramah bumi. Dan tentunya aku juga ingin mengucapkan selamat kepada para pemenang yang tadi sudah tulis questionnya di Slido. Selamat kepada Kak Belinda dan Kak Mirna. Mohon untuk menghubungi panitia di akhir acara melalui chat ini ataupun bisa DM di Instagram kami di @zerowaste.id_official. Dan tentunya juga semua teman-teman yang hadir pada hari ini, kalau misalkan belum sempat menang atau misalkan belum sempat dapat hadiah, nggak usah khawatir karena akan ada goodie bag virtual berupa voucher cakap yang merupakan aplikasi belajar bahasa asing. Untuk redeem vouchernya atau kodenya nanti bisa dibantu dengan para teman-teman dari panitia. Oke, baik. Dan tentunya juga jangan lupa hari ini masih ada rangkaian acara lainnya. Kami juga ingin berterima kasih untuk yang semua hadir pada hari ini. Jangan lupa untuk isi form feedback-nya, karena form feedback ini juga diperuntukkan untuk e-sertifikat. Jadi teman-teman nanti yang sudah mengisi form evaluasi ini akan mendapatkan e-sertifikat yang dikirimkan ke email masing-masing. Nanti untuk linknya juga akan kami pandu di kolom chat, jadi tetap lihat dan stay tune di kolom chatnya. Kemudian, acara yang berikutnya, oke, buat teman-teman, hari ini akan ada 2 rangkaian acara lagi. Yang pertama nanti akan ada workshop Ecoenzym, keajaiban di balik sisa organik bersama Pak Joko, dan nanti juga akan moderator oleh Mbak Ica, 2 orang penting dan 2 orang kesayangan kita semua. Dan teman-teman, abis ini kita break session dulu, tapi jangan leave dari Zoom-nya, boleh stay tune aja di Zoom room ini. Terus kalau misalkan teman-teman nanti mau ikutan workshop-nya, bisa ke link yang sama di link Zoom ini, bisa persiapin juga nih kira-kira kalau misalkan buat Ecoenzym keperluannya apa aja, itu nanti akan ada kita tampilkan di sini. Mungkin bisa di next slide-nya dulu. Oke, ini yang perlengkapan untuk Ecoenzym-nya. Kalau misalkan nanti teman-teman sambil break, itu bisa juga tuh ke dapur dulu mungkin cari peralatannya, nanti bisa gabung bersama kami di workshop Ecoenzym. Dan acara yang terakhir, ini acara puncaknya kita, salah satu dari bagian grand event-nya, yakni peluang karir di era ekonomi sirkular. Nggak kalah menarik dari sesi-sesi sebelumnya, dari webinar sebelumnya, nanti akan diisi juga oleh Mas Rido Malik Ibrahim dari West Fortunes, kemudian juga akan ada Mas Agung Saputra dari Surplus, kemudian juga nanti akan ada Mbak Ovi Sabrina, co-founder dari Librix Indonesia, dan tentunya akan dimoderatori juga oleh founder Klinomik, Mbak Deni. Dan tentunya juga nggak kalah seru, akan ada performance juga dari Raihan Nur. Dan yang terakhir pasti akan ditunggu-tunggu nih, karena akan ada pengumuman kompetisi Reels, jadi jangan sampai kemana-mana. Sekian dari panitia, aku Fitria, mohon undur diri. Teman-teman bisa stay tune di sini, nggak usah di kemana-manain live Zoom-nya. Nanti akan kita balik lagi, dan nanti sebelum sesi workshop Ecoenzym di jam 1, kurang dari itu teman-teman boleh langsung join duluan karena akan ada games. Gamesnya ini juga akan ada bertabur hadiah juga yang akan memandu dan akan hadiah-hadiahnya ini bisa mendukung Zero Waste Living teman-teman. Jadi jangan kemana-mana, nanti di jam 12.50 akan ada games bersama teman-teman yang lain. Jadi stay tune, terima kasih.